get high. Think about sex. What Sam is doing is trying to keep you out of the mix. Because once you join in this mix here, it's a wrap. Whether it's on a campus, whether it's in a community, it's a wrap. If you look at this country and see the styles of American youth, if you want to see the styles of American youth, all you gotta do is see the styles of black youth. And that's going to affect the styles of American youth. That's why they don't want you in the mix. Because you have this power of influence on people. But they want us to think that it's only in singing and dancing. But it's not just singing and dancing. Because the brown berets, like the Mexican Black Panthers, the brown berets were influenced by the Panthers. The Young Lords, the Puerto Rican Panthers on the East Coast, were influenced by the Panthers. The anti-war movement in Vietnam was influenced by the Civil Rights Movement. They know they have this power of influence over other people. We got to make sure that they think that their power of influence is only in singing and dancing, and it's nowhere else. And as soon as Malcolm and Martin began to use it in that way, it wasn't just black people following Martin. It was all kinds of colored people following Martin. White folks was following Martin. Then the power system says he knows. He knows the gift that he was given, and he's using it. He's using it to change America. So understand, this bad boy that's going down now, there's going to be all kinds of people involved in this thing. There'll be some white folks talking the truth. There'll be some white folks who are lying. There'll be some black folks speaking the truth. There'll be some black folks who are lying. There'll be some Muslims speaking the truth. There'll be some Muslims who are lying, right? You got to be able to pinpoint who's who and what's what. How? By going back in your history. Go back in your history, and you'll be able to understand what's happening today. Go back in your history. See what Dr. King was talking about at the end of his life. Go back. Y'all give your minds, the strong minds that you have. Go back and listen to his last speech. Have a rap session, a circle around his last speech, a discussion around his last speech. Because y'all got some sharp minds. Y'all could go through a book like that because you're training your minds. Use it also in terms of understanding the movement, the struggle, the next step, and so on and so forth. Use it for that too. Don't let your mind go to waste, like they say. Don't let none of your minds go to waste. We need you in this struggle. Don't find yourself standing on the wrong side of history. The movement did not begin or end in the 60s and 70s. It is now going to another level. I'll close with this, because this is what we have to deal with too. One of the things that's going to be different between this period and the 60s, there's going to be some major differences. The period that we're going through right now could make the 60s look like a dress rehearsal. This is not hyperbole. This is serious business. The period that we're entering right now could make the 60s look like a dress rehearsal, because there are ingredients taking place now that weren't even there in the 60s. For example, when the 60s went down, the government did not per se have a concerted effort to destroy the movement. There wasn't a concerted plan to destroy the movement. Once they saw the 60s taking off, and they saw it becoming more militant and so on and so forth, then they put plans in operation to stop it. Stop it. Drugs. Oakland, where I live, was the base of the Black Liberation Movement in the late 60s. That was the base. That was the base, because of the Panthers. Oakland became one of the most drug-infested cities in the country. That wasn't a coincidence, all right? So by the late 60s, there was a concerted effort to stop it. Again, that's what Dr. King meant when he said we have some difficult days ahead. Dr. King knew that the government was going to lash out at the movement and try to destroy it. He knew it. He knew it. All right, now, one of the differences now is that there are mechanisms in place right now before the movement jumps off. There are mechanisms in place right now where Bush, the idiot, where he can actually declare martial law, right? He can detain people, arrest people without any type of charges, not give you a lawyer, not tell you why you're being held, right? But hold you indefinitely. They're doing that right now, but they're doing it to Muslims. So therefore, you know, that's okay. But they're starting to do it to American citizens now too. They pick up people to do it on. And once the other people don't say anything, then it spreads. The environmentalists are being pegged as terrorists now. No, look at it. This is serious business. They have put laws in place right now where George Bush can declare martial law, detain people. I mean, straight up detain you indefinitely.